We're now moving to the next topic. We're now moving to the next topic, and that is called as what are the various component categories. I am not discussing the actual components. We are first discussing what are the various categories of various hardware devices that are being used in networking. See, whenever I talk about a computer system, what are those hardware components that we often see? It's a monitor, a printer, a mouse, then the cabinet, hard disk, processor, motherboard, RAM chip, mic, speaker, webcam. These are the basic things that we see. But whenever we are going for computer networks, there are some more components required so that these computers can be connected with each other very well. And these extra components that we are discussing comes under components category. Okay, let's start with the very first one in this, and that is called as terminals. Now, I need not discuss terminal with you. When I was teaching you the concept of networking, I have told you in detail what is a terminal. It's a machine, a basic machine, which will accept the data from the user, send it to the server. Take the output from the server, give it to the user. No data processing will be done on a terminal. Okay? If you want to do, you can, but normally it is not done. Now you have such advanced terminals. Hey there, hello. Don't write, I said. I'll give time. Close your book. Now there are such advanced terminals where you need not even install a hard disk. Then you will say, sir, then how the computer will start? It starts. As soon as a terminal is started, it is directly getting connected to the server. And using the server software, it starts itself. There will be only one processor. Okay? So for each and everything, it has to depend upon the server. But think how much cost is saved by not installing a hard disk. Suppose there are 100 computers on that network. You will require 100 hard disk less. It will cost you around 4 to 5 lakh rupees will be saved straight away. So this is how a terminal is all about. Terminal's work is just a interface between the server and the user. Next we have telecommunication processors. That means whenever we are connecting computers with each other, there are some intermediate hardware devices required. And such hardware devices would come in the category of telecommunication processors. See the word processor. And what are they processing? Not the data. The process of communication. They help in the process of communication. That is called as a telecommunication processor. Next is called as telecommunication channels. Telecommunication channel refers to the media through which the data will be traveling. See, you are sitting in this classroom and you are attending my lecture. I am speaking something and that something is falling on your ears, right? But what's the medium? The medium is this atmosphere. Open air is the medium. Understanding? Suppose from my cell phone, I am calling to Raj's cell phone. Okay? Then what is the medium of communication over here? Again, it is what? Air. Okay? It is through air the signals are being transmitted. Suppose from my landline, I am calling to Janani's landline. Then what is the medium of communication? Now it is not air. It is actual physical wires which is connecting my landline with her landline. Okay? All this gets connected to a what? Exchange. We call it as exchange, right? So in this way, there are various channels through which we will be able to connect the recipient of the data. These channels refers to telecommunication channel. After this telecommunication channel, we are moving to the next one, and that is called as a server. Now what exactly is a server? We have discussed what is a server. Bigger computer, faster computer, more memory, more storage. Processing is done what? It is centralized on the server, and data storage is also concentrated on the server. Okay, after that we have telecommunication control software. After all the hardware components, we are now referring to the software. Whenever we are talking about software inside a standalone machine, what do we require? We require an operating system. We require some software called as database. Maybe we require a letter drafting software, some calculation software, some programming language as a programming software, presentation softwares, okay, for entertainment, some audio video software. It is not necessary that it is only for entertainment. There are some people who are professional in this field, movie making. Now they require audio video software. So these are the basic, these are some softwares which are used by an end user. But if you are having a network connection, or I should be saying, if you are connecting computers with each other, you have a network for it, then you require some additional software. Now this software will not be used by the end user. It is of no use. But for efficient working of a network, you require some software, and that software is referred to in telecommunication software. Number one in this is called as traffic management. Now what is this traffic management? Just have a look at that Gemini bridge. Okay, all cars, buses, this, that, everyone is moving everywhere. If we don't control it, just think what mess will take place over there. But there is a proper signal system. Apart from that signal system, you have police patrol over there. Am I right or wrong? Right? So what are they doing actually? They are controlling the traffic. In the same way, when there are n number of components, n number of nodes connected to the server, everyone is interacting with the server and everyone is interacting with each other also. Finance department wants some data from purchase department. So they will be communicating, na? And obviously they will be communicating through the server. So everyone is communicating with each other. So just imagine how much data traffic would be. So maintaining or controlling that traffic of data is referred to as data management. Next is called as security. Okay, whenever we are talking about a network, the data can be hacked by others. There are many users who are connected to the server. In the same way, outsider can also connect. See, when you talk about your own house, you know na, who are the authorized personnel inside your house, you yourself and your family members, and those people to whom you know very well. But when you talk about a specific locality, that security level cannot be maintained because anyone can come, and many people are coming also. You see those people whom you don't know, but still they are allowed in that area, na? So the security level goes down. In the same way, in a network, there are many nodes connected to the server. So you cannot know the identity of each and every node. So there is a chance that an intruder might be seen. Okay, and so for that you require additional security. So it is the responsibility of this particular software to have this security for what? For exchanging the data. Next is called as network monitoring. Network monitoring refers to that software which will keep a check, which will keep an eye on what data is being exchanged. I am not talking about traffic management. Traffic management means allowing the data to move easily. But here we are having a control, we are having a check on what data is being transferred. There might be some data which are not allowed by a specific network. Okay, it could be a professional network or it could be a professional organization where you can't send audio files and video files. That is not allowed. Personal entertainment is not allowed over here. So if anyone dares to send this particular information to another, okay, this particular software will pick that data up. It will pick who was the sender, it will pick who was the receiver, and you might be given a memo or at least a warning. So what type of data is being transmitted? Only the corporate data, only that information which is related with the organization, only that could be passed. So checking that is nothing but network management or network monitoring. It is also about monitoring the role of each and every node in working of an organization. And last is capacity planning. How many nodes can be connected to the server? That is a big question mark. It is quite obvious. It completely depends upon the capacity of that server. Okay, so there will be a software who will be doing capacity planning. That means it will check the network traffic, how much active these nodes are. Okay, depending upon the activities, the number of nodes can be added. Okay, if the load is much more, you can reduce that load. All such type of things are being planned by a software called as capacity planning. Understanding what I'm saying? That is nothing but something called as telecommunication control software. Acha, before you write this, let me complete this topic. I have not yet completed the topic. We are talking about components of telecommunication processors. Now listen, what are the various components under telecommunication processor? I said that these are those hardware components which are apart from the regular hardware devices which you see in your computer. Okay? So let's start. Let's start with the very first one, and that is called as a network interface card. We are talking about the very first one, and that is called as network interface card. Now what exactly is this network interface card? In old days, if you need to have an internet connection, you are required to install a LAN card. Okay, an engineer used to come, he will open your cabinet, he will place a card, and the port, I hope you understand the port. It is actually the connector where the pin will be pushed in. That port will come out from the back side of the cabinet. And in that port, you will be connecting that internet wire. I hope you know that we have that internet wire and there is a plug and that is connected, and you can hear that sound, tuck, and the bulb will start glowing. It means you are now connected to the internet, right? Okay, that you are having that internet line, but where will you connect it? Can you connect it to that USB slot? Or to that keyboard plug? No. Mouse plug? No. Printer plug? No. For that you require that special port. To get that special port, you need to install the network interface card. Network interface card is just network interface card is just a technical name for LAN card. That's it. So if you are on the network, a network wire will be coming. If you want to connect to a network, you should have some connection, na? And that is also a wire like that of an internet wire, which is getting connected to that particular port. And getting that port is nothing but requiring that card. In layman's language, it is called as LAN card. Technically, it is called as network interface card. But if you talk about today's computers, no such LAN card is required, because the provision of that particular port is on board. Means the motherboard that you are buying today will be having that port by default. So such type of network interface card are not required. Understanding? Okay, the next one we are talking about is called as a modem. It is called as what? Modem. Now let's try to understand what exactly is this modem. To explain you this concept of modem, I'll give you one example. We'll take the help of an example. Let's say Mr. Ram Prakash is having a computer, okay? And on the other side, Miss Abhirami, Ram Prakash's sister, is also having a computer. Now, Ram Prakash's computer wants to get connected to Abhirami's computer, obviously for transferring some message, some family message. how they will connect with each other? Obviously, there is a common telephone line. With the help of that telephone line, you will be able to connect each other's computers. The problem is, Abhirami's computer generates digital signals. Okay? And Ram Prakash's computer also understands digital signal. But the channel which is existing between these two computers can transmit only analog signals. Okay, now what is analog, what is digital? It is all the part of engineering. Okay. So now what to do? So if they want to connect their computers with each other, or in other words, if they want to communicate with each other, what I'll have to do as an engineer is, I'll have to fit a device called as modulator. So I will fit a modulator in our computer. This modulator will do the work of modulation, which means converting digital signals into analog signals. Now, if that modulator is doing modulation, that is converting digital into analog, now these analog signals can travel all the way to Ram Prakash's computer. So those signals have now reached Ram Prakash's computer. But the problem remains the same. The signals received are in analog. But his computer doesn't understand analog signals. So I as an engineer have to fit a device called as demodulator. This particular demodulator does the work of demodulation, means converting analog signals into digital signals. Now if the signals are converted into digital signals, don't you think his computer will be able to understand what message is given by her? Right? He understands it. And we have studied that the communication process is not complete until and unless we don't give a feedback. So now Ram Prakash is replying. Ram Prakash replies in digital signals. These signals cannot be transmitted over this line. So I need to fit a device called as modulator, which does what? Modulation. Means what? Converting digital signals into analog. Now these analog signals can be transmitted over this line. It reaches Abhirami's computer, but she is not able to understand it because it is in analog. So I have to fit a device called as demodulator, which does what? Demodulation. Means what? Converting analog signals into digital signals. Now she will understand. She is getting the feedback. That means the communication process is completed. And for that, both these computers need both the devices, modulator, demodulator, which does modulation and demodulation also. Modulator's first two characters MO, M-O, and demodulator's first three characters DEM, D-E-M. They are combined together to form an acronym called as modem. So modem is not a word. Modem is an acronym for modulator, demodulator, and this device does modulation and demodulation, that is conversion from digital to analog and back. Understanding what is a modem? There are different types of modem, but I will be discussing only some basic types. You have a internal modem and you have a external modem. Internal modem is a small chip or a card inside your cabinet. It will not require any electricity supply because directly it will be taking it from the motherboard. Whereas if you are going for an external modem, now external modem is like this plastic box, okay, and that is external, means it is not inside the cabinet, it is connected to the cabinet, and because it is connected to the cabinet, it will be requiring some extra power supply. Extra means additional. Okay, the adapter, all these things will come into picture, and that's how these two modems will be working. So in old days, in 1990s, we used to get internet connection only through telephone lines. That was the only option available. And telephone line today also transmit only analog signals. That's why having this modem was a compulsion. Without modem, no one would be able to connect to internet. But today, the internet service provider, they themselves are transmitting digital signals. So today, these modems are not required. Okay? So that is nothing but the concept of modems. Okay, after this we are now moving to the next one, that is called as inter-network processors. Modem was end-to-end. Now, listen, we are talking about this inter-network processors. Now let's try to understand what exactly is this inter-network processors. Number one in this is called as a hub. It's called as hub. Do you see this diagram? Have you understood this diagram? Are you sure? But this diagram is wrong. This diagram is wrong. I am repeating, this diagram is wrong. Conceptually, it is right that all the nodes are connected to the server, but technical person can find out that this is a wrong diagram. In this diagram, it is shown that all the nodes are connected to the server. What do you think? That server is having a lot of ports, all holes. Take a client, connected. Take a client, connected. Take a node, connected. Take a server, connect. Everything is connected to the server. Is it so? No. It's not done in this way. What exactly is done? I'll tell you. We will be, please, calm down. We will be having a server denoted by S. Now this particular server will be also having a network interface card, where the wire will be connected off a network. So such a wire will be connecting the server. Okay, and this wire goes to a device called as hub. It goes to a device called as hub, and hub is that thing where you will be getting n number of ports. You'll have many ports, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For diagram purpose, I am showing only 6. And there are 16, there are 32, there are 64 port hub. All these ports are available. Now, take into consideration a node. Say node 1. We have node 2. Also we have node 3. And we have node 4. All these nodes are available. Now node is having a network interface card. To that a wire can be connected, and the other end of the wire will be connected to this particular port. This port and this port are same. So it is connected over here. This is connected over here. This is connected over here. This is connected over here. Now this is technically the right diagram. Okay. This is technically the right diagram. So now I am bringing before you a new device called as hub. So hub is that particular device which will help you to connect n number of nodes to the server. Now I am saying to the server, but server is also ultimately connected to this hub, and then this hub will be doing all the network management facilities, data control, data traffic, everything will be done by this particular hub. So server can dedicate itself for processing of the information, and nodes can dedicate itself for accepting the data or the request from the user and giving the output to the user. So everyone's work is properly cut out over here. Everyone knows what is their responsibility. So this is nothing but something called as what? Your hub. Now there are different types of hub. there are different types of hub. There are three types of hub. One is called as a passive hub, active hub, and a intelligent hub. Now, what is a passive hub? Listen very carefully. There is a boy sitting over there. What's your name? Yeah. Okay, whatever he said. He is working with his laptop over there. Okay? And his laptop's battery is drained out. Shh, please. His laptop battery is drained out. And the concentration point, I mean to say the electricity point, is over here. He needs to charge his laptop. Come here and charge your laptop. But he says, no sir, I'll not leave my place. This is my favorite place. Just below the fire extinguisher, I like it very well. So I'll be sitting only there. I won't change my place. I won't come over there. But if you don't come over here, how will you charge your laptop? There is a question mark. But there is a solution for it. Use an electrical extension board. Okay, unwind it. Okay, you can go up to 20 meters. Connect it over here. Take the extension board over there. Connect your laptop with the charger to that particular electrical extension board. Switch on the button and your laptop will be charged. Right? It means that whenever there is a distance between hub or server, distance between server and the node, it is the hub which helps you to connect the server to the node. So one of the responsibilities of hub is taking the data from the node, giving it to the server, and maybe again taking the data from the server and giving it to the node. That will be done by what? Hub. Which hub? Passive hub. Now we are trying to understand what is a active hub. For explaining you the concept of active hub, I need to give you one example. Listen very carefully, and I don't want any input in between. Only those students to whom I am asking question, only they will reply. There is a building over here. Can you see this building? Good. And on this building, on the terrace, there is one girl, Miss Janani, standing. Janani, listen. Very far away from this building, I said, please be silent, please be calm. Far away from this building, there is one more building. And on this building, there is Janani's boyfriend, Mr. Can I say Mr. X? Mr. X is standing over here. Shh, listen. Mr. X is standing over here and Janani is over. Now there is a lot of gap in between. And shh, please. And Janani is planning for a movie. Okay. So today is Friday? Good. Saturday? Shh. Please. I'll not give this example. I'll immediately start with what is active hub. Keep quiet. Suppose it is Monday or it is Tuesday and Janani is planning for a movie. Okay. Say it is, please. She is planning to go for a movie in some theater, maybe Inox. Inox is there in Chennai? Yes, sir. Inox, and she wants to see a movie. Now, I don't want to ask you what movie. I don't understand what you will say. There's a movie in between, just maybe 1-2 months back, Shuddha Desi Romance. It was a family movie, Baba. Shh, please. Hello. This is the last time I am saying keep quiet. Otherwise, I'll cancel this example. She wants to see the movie Shuddha Desi Romance. And now these two people, they don't have cell phone, they don't have a telephone. What do you expect? That Janani will shout? Friday, 6 to 9, Shuddha Desi Romance movie at Inox. No chance. The voice won't reach over here. No problem. There are many Janani's friends who will help her. There's a building over here. 1, 2, 3. One, two, one more building, 3. 1, 2, one more building, 3. 1, 2, one more building, 3. 1, 2. Hey, listen. There are many buildings in between. Okay. Now, on this building, Abhirami stays in this building. She is standing on terrace. And then there is one Miss Kirti. Kirti is standing on this building. Then there is one Miss. Yeah, there with specs. Yeah? Sorry, no. Madhu. There is one more girl who is friend of Janani, Miss Madhu. Then there is one girl, Pinky. Sorry? Kiran. Kiran. That Kiran, Shah Rukh Khan Kiran. You are also Kiran, na? No, Kirti. And next girl. Achha, you are that same girl. Okay. And there is one Miss Divya over here. They all are friends of Janani and they will help Janani. How? I'll tell you. Shh. If Janani will scream, obviously that voice won't go over here. Janani will call Abhirami and say, Abhirami, just pass the message. Friday, 3 to 6. Whatever, 3 to 6. Shh, please. Shuddha Desi Romance. Just tell him. Abhirami says, okay. Now, Janani's voice, she will scream. But that particular signal, that voice signal has to fall weak. It is falling weak as it is going ahead. But surely it will be heard by Abhirami. That is not a problem. Then Abhirami will come to this end. She will say, Kirti, one message of Janani. I know that every time that message is to be transferred. Tell me what is the message. 6 to 9, Shuddha Desi Romance, this and this particular place. That now Abhirami's voice, she will shout. Then this voice has to travel a distance. 2 buildings are there in between. Na? By the time it reaches Kirti, the voice signals fall weak. But no problem, it reaches Kirti. Now Kirti will give the message to M. Who is M? Madhu. Till it reaches Madhu, the signal is weak, but Madhu can understand it. To Kiran, to Divya, and to Mr. X. X will get the message. Okay, that section, 1, 2, 3, 4, get lost. That boy. He knows who that boy is. The person before you. The person in the front row. The person in the front row. Just tell him now. It's you, huh? That boy. Yes, that's the person before you on the front row. I am saying, do you understand English? The person next to you. Yes, open the door, leave. Open the door and leave. You can sit. Hey, yeah, your neighbor. The neighbor. You please be seated. Next person who I see laughing abruptly on some comment has to live in the same way. And I won't allow him for rest of my lectures. I said I don't want any inputs in between. No cracking of jokes. Okay, coming back. So this is how this process takes place. This is how this process takes place. Okay. Now what is happening over here? Technically, I want to explain you the concept of attenuation. Attenuation is the study of signals. How it falls weak, at what distance it falls weak. Understanding? If there was no intermediate, Janani would scream, her voice maybe would go over here and here it will fall down. And this message will never ever reach Mr. X and there would be a problem. Okay? So, they are understanding it properly that if a girl will scream or if she passes message, at least it would go to after 2 buildings. It comes over here. It comes over here. Okay. Now what will happen over here is, Abhirami will hear it. It's a faint message, but still she is able to hear it. And then she will amplify it. Obviously, when she is shouting, it will be amplified voice. And then it goes to some distance. It starts falling weak. It falls on ears of Kirti. Now Kirti will shout, means the signals will be amplified. Attenuation refers to understanding. It's the study of the signals that when it is traveling, how fast it falls weak. At that point of time, we are inserting a concentration point, or we are inserting a amplification point. At that particular amplification point, okay, the weakened data will be accepted, amplified and sent further. With this study, I can measure at this particular distance, I need one more amplification point, one more amplification, amplify, and this is how this particular data will reach Mr. X. Are you understanding? This is nothing but something called as attenuation. And this attenuation can be undertaken by a hub, but not by a passive hub. Passive hub is not able to do that. Passive hub is not able to do that. So we require one more type of hub, and that is called as active hub. So the work of the active hub is like a passive hub. Accept the data, send it further. But the difference is, after accepting and before sending, it will be amplifying, boosting, regenerating the data signal with the help of some electronic components. And that's nothing but the next type of a hub called as what? Active hub. Right? Okay. Now we are moving to the next one, and that is called as intelligent hub. Now, what is this intelligent hub? Now I am continuing with the same example. With this example, I'll be able to teach you what is an intelligent hub. Concentrate hard. I said Janani wants to give some message to Mr. X, and all her friends are helping her out. But in all these friends, okay, this last girl Divya, na? Divya. She is playing a role of a villain. Villainess, you can say. She villain. And I'll tell you what the problem is. Everyone knows that Miss J and Mr. X are having an affair. But this Miss Divya is secretly loving Mr. X. She knows that Mr. X is already been booked by Janani, or they're already having an affair. But still, after knowing this also, Divya is planning something that somehow I should remove this Janani from his heart and I'll fit in that heart. This is Divya thinking. Divya, very bad, very bad. This is what Divya is thinking. Now what Divya can do, I am telling you. Message is passed. 6 to 9, 6 to 9, 6 to 9, 6 to 9. Now Divya says, hey Mr. X, you are a girlfriend that Miss Janani, she has given a message. 3 to 6, Inox, Shuddha Desi, romance. Mr. X, boys are simple, straight, innocent. Okay. At 2:50, 3 o'clock the show is na, 2:50, Mr. X goes over there, he buys 2 tickets and he's waiting for Janani to come. Obviously, there is no cell phone. It is 3 o'clock, it is 3:05, a movie has started and that Mr. X is, where is Janani? And now Divya will reach over there. And she will act in that way as if she knows nothing. Hey, X, you have not gone for the movie? 3 to 6, you are supposed to go for a movie now. Then X will say, yes, but Janani didn't come. I know she won't come. She has ditched you. She's like that only. I told you, she's not fit for you. Okay, forget. Whatever is gone is gone. I'm here now. You have the tickets now. Chalo, let's go for the movie. Acha, now listen. Janani knows this very well. What type of girl is Miss Divya? She knows it. So, she is having a concrete plan. What Janani is doing is, she is transferring the message to A to K, K to M, M to KR, and clear-cut instructions are given to, who is KR? Kirti, na? Kiran. Clear-cut instructions are given to Kirti. Kiran. I'm sorry. It's because of confusion of name. Janani is giving clear-cut instructions to Kiran. Kiran, you know na how that Divya is? Okay? I know that she is falling in this sequence, but whenever I am giving any message, any important message, don't give it to Divya. Don't give it to Divya. Do one thing. See, if a building is over here, there has to be a building over here also, na? But I cannot show that on this screen. Over here, how will I show? So let's say it is over here. It's not the top of the building, there is one more building. And here is Mr. Ram Prakash. I'm sorry. Oh, it's okay. Here is Ram Prakash. His building is adjacent to Divya's building. Now Kiran is having a clear-cut instructions from Janani. Kiran, don't give this message to Divya. What you do is, you give this message to my brother Ram Prakash. Ram Prakash, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. And, shh, okay, calm down. Calm down. I was talking about Ram Prakash is very good friend of Mr. X. And the message will not go over here. It will go over here to Ram Prakash, and from Ram Prakash it will go to Mr. X. And Janani is quite sure now the message will reach perfectly. It is 6 to 9 and not 3 to 6. And this is how we can remove problems in this communication, and that problem is named Divya. Are you understanding now? If you have understood this story, you can understand what is an intelligent hub. You can understand what is an intelligent hub. See, all these are active hubs. But RP is playing the role of an intelligent hub. What is an intelligent hub? It's a passive hub, accepting the data, sending it ahead. It is an active hub, accepting the data, amplifying it and sending it further. But apart from it, I am very sorry. Kiran is playing the role of the intelligent hub. Okay, so she is accepting the data, amplifying it and sending it further. But apart from amplification, she is also taking decision. She is also having network management capabilities because of this problem. This problem means not problem, Divya's problem. I am saying maybe this particular channel is having some physical damage. This particular channel might be hacked by someone. On this particular channel might be there is some very heavy data traffic. So this channel is completely ignored and she is taking an alternative channel. So Miss Kiran, what is she doing? Apart from amplification, she is also required to take the decision. She is required to analyze what is the problem and she is also required to finalize a solution for this particular problem, and which is done by her gracefully. Understanding? So this is nothing but something called as active hub. Are you understanding or not? This is called as intelligent hub. Are you sure or not? Yes, sir. I'm not sure whether you have understood or not, but I'm very sure that Divya will never forget this intelligent hub. Am I right? Okay, so this is nothing but different types of hubs. That is called as a passive hub, active hub and intelligent hub. Okay, moving to the next one is called as a switch. We have switch and routers. Now let's try to understand what is this switch and router. Acha, please concentrate. This is nothing but nodes. Node, and this is a server. So this becomes a network. Okay. Server, nodes. So this becomes a network. Now, this node of this network wants to get connected to this node of this network. How this connection will be made? A connection between a node of a network is being connected to a node of another network, and such type of connection will be done with the help of a switch. So switch is that particular element, or it is that particular hardware component in telecommunication processor which will help two nodes to connect with each other of two different networks. That is the difference. Okay, hub will connect two nodes of the same network, but a switch will connect two nodes of two different networks. So that is nothing but something called as a switch. Then after this switch, what is a router? Again, listen very carefully. Now, this node of this network is getting connected, wants to get connected to this node of this network. Hey, this is switch only, na? Now what is the router? Task is the same, but the way of doing it is different. A switch is very lazy. It will take the data, and when it sees the first channel of getting connected, it will send the data over there. But router is not like that. Router will take the data. It will analyze what are the available channels through which I can send this data. Which is that particular channel where there is the least traffic. From that particular channel only the data will be sent. Or it would do it in other way also. It will analyze the channels, and while analyzing, when it gets the first free channel, it will send the data. So don't you think with the help of a router, we will be able to transfer data faster as compared to switch? That is nothing but a router. That's the technical difference between a switch and a router. Okay? After this switch and router, we are now moving to the next one, that is called as a repeater. Now what is a repeater? Now combining both these diagrams, this is the network. Huh? Inside this network, you will be having a hub. Which hub? Active hub. What active hub does? It accepts the data, amplifies, regenerates, send it further. Send it further means to some another node. Okay? Now, from this network to this network, there is a long gap in between. So obviously, we will be having what? No. Active hub is inside the network. But now there is one network over here, one network over here, and there is a long channel in between. Shh, please, I'll answer this. I want you to just understand, not to guess the answer. There is a network over here, there is a network over here, there is a long gap in between, long distance in between. So there has to be some element which will work like active hub, accepting the data, amplifying and sending it further. And that exact device is nothing but a repeater. So repeater exists between two networks, whereas the active hub will be inside a network. Both work in the same manner. Both's responsibility is same. The only difference is active hub is inside the network and this particular repeater is outside the network. It will accept it, amplify, send it further. That is nothing but what? Repeater. Okay? Fine. After this, we are now moving to the next one, that is called as bridge and a gateway. What are these bridges and the gateways? Again, concentrate. Any node of this network can be connected to any other node of a network. Getting the basic difference? Can I say, instead of saying any node of a network getting connected to any other node of network, can I say network is getting connected to a network? Okay, so when an entire network is getting connected to the other network, it is being connected with the help of bridge. Bridge and gateways both do the same thing. The only difference is bridges is connecting networks of smaller size, maybe a local area network, and gateways are connecting networks of bigger size. Big networks are being connected with the help of a gateway. Are you understanding? So with this, I have finished off with the topic of component categories and also components of telecommunication processor. diagram. I think we should draw it. We are now moving to the next topic, and that is called as communication or transmission medium. Calm down. Stop writing. Stop your discussions. Concentrate. Okay, we are now starting with the next topic that is called as communication or transmission medium. When we discuss medium or media, it is nothing but the channel through which the data is being transmitted. It could be any type of channel. You can send the data via air. You could send the data via some material, that is some tangible thing. We may call it as a wire. You can send the data via water. Water is also medium. Okay? So now we are trying to understand what are these various communication channels or transmission mediums. Before we start with the individual medium or channel, let's try to understand the bifurcation first. These particular channels are being divided on two bases. One is guided. Guided means we are guiding that signal. You have to go in this particular direction. That is called as guided. It is also called as wired. Why wired? And if you are guiding, then there has to be someone to guide now, and that someone is nothing but a wire. It is also called as bound media, means through some physical channel. That is the first bifurcation or first type of transmission medium, guided or wired or bounded. Other one is called as unguided, not guided. It will be sent in all the directions in the atmosphere. It is not guided at all. It goes everywhere. How it will go to the right destination? At the right destination, there will be a authorized, authenticated receptor. And that authenticated receptor will be tuning to that particular frequency, and then he is able to get the data. But you will say, sir, but what about the data which has gone in other direction? It goes, it is lost. Okay? And the receptor will be getting the data. So my aim is fulfilled, sending the data to the right receptor. Now this is normally done when there are more number of receptors scattered. So all those who are tuning to that particular frequency, they will be able to get the data. And those who don't want, obviously won't tune. So that extra data or that extra signals are being lost. I don't mind it. That is called as unguided. So obviously when it is going in all the directions, I cannot put wire in all the directions. So it has to be wireless. Unbound means there is no exact physical channel. Okay? It is using the open air or the open atmosphere, we can say, where the data is being transmitted. That is your guided, wireless, bounded, unbounded media. Okay? Let's start with the very first one, and that is called as a twisted pair wire or twisted pair cable. What exactly it is? Twisted pair cable refers to two copper strands. Why copper? Well, because copper is a good conductor of electricity. Now copper is very costly. Now people have started using aluminium. Okay? It is a good conductor of electricity. And this particular copper wire, okay, is insulated inside some insulating material like plastic or rubber. Okay, why it is done? So that the electrons don't expose or don't come outside. If you touch it, you will have a shock, because your body is also a good conductor of electricity. So if there is some insulating, then it will prevent from getting a shock. Okay, and then this particular wire is twisted along each other, so that the crosstalk don't occur, that the signals don't get mixed. Okay, and when we are sending the data through this particular cable, that particular cable is called as a twisted pair cable or twisted pair wire. Okay, all the low power components are connected with each other inside a computing system with the help of this particular twisted pair cable or twisted pair wire. And it is very normal thing to see. You go outside, everywhere you will be able to see, apart from this one. There is and there is also, it also comes in two colors, red and yellow, and all the combinations are possible. All the combinations are possible. Where it is? Here. Here there is one, red and yellow. Perfect, red and yellow is there. So, okay. Now you will be able to see it everywhere now. So that is nothing but a twisted pair cable. Now in that also you have a high capacity, low capacity. Low capacity wire is nothing but there will be only 2 or 3 strands, very thin. And for high capacity you will be having one fat copper wire or multiple strands of copper wire. That is the high capacity. We are now moving to the next one, and that is called as a coaxial cable. Coaxial cable is a very special type of wire which is used for transferring data of higher capacity, or more data you will be able to transfer using this particular coaxial cable. How it is done? Now, I can demonstrate a coaxial cable with the help of this particular pencil. If you can see this pencil, there is lead, and that is at the center. And it is actually this lead which is of most use to us. Now this lead is very delicate. You can't hold and write with lead. And again, lead is poisonous. So this lead is been wrapped, I can say, or coated inside this wood. There is a wood cladding over here. With the help of a nail, I am able to have some mark on it. I don't know whether you are able to see. Okay? This is nothing but a wooden cladding which holds this lead together. Okay? Which protects this lead. Now, about this particular wooden cladding, there is this red color. It is actually a paint. Just for good appearance of this pencil. There is this paint. If you can understand this architecture of a pencil, the construction of this pencil, you will be able to understand the coaxial cable. Coaxial cable is also in the same manner. You will be seeing this lead. Instead of that lead, there will be a conductor material, and that will be very fat, like this lead only. It will be a fat substance running at very long distances. That is copper. Normally it is copper, but because copper is costly, so now we are using aluminium. Now, that particular central conductor, it is called as the central conductor. It is being covered, or it is having the cladding of plastic, not wood. It will be having cladding of plastic. See, when you want to have a sharp pencil, what you do is you put it inside the sharpener and then you sharpen it. Sharpening means what? Moving out this wood. There is also a small blade, and with the help of a cutter we call it. Okay, traditionally we used to do that. We used to remove that wood and used to get that particular lead out. In the same way, we will be using a cutter and we will remove the cladding from over that aluminium wire. That plastic cladding is being removed. That's the second part, second layer, plastic cladding. Now you can see this paint. Now instead of this paint, there won't be any paint over there. There will be a metallic mesh. Mesh is nothing but it's like a net of very small wires, and that is covering this entire what? Plastic cladding. You ask me why? And this particular mesh will attract all those wandering signals. Okay, it attracts it and it doesn't allow it to go inside. Why? How? Because of this plastic cladding. Because of this particular plastic cladding. And last but not the least, on that metallic mesh, you have what? A plastic sheet. It's a pipe. It's a pipe which will be covering all these things so that you can get physical protection from any damage. This is nothing but your coaxial cable. And this coaxial cable, I am explaining it, you might be feeling that it is very complicated. Nothing complicated. And if the cable connection that you are having, which you put on the backside of your TV, is nothing but a coaxial cable. It's nothing but a coaxial cable. And you can experiment with that cable. What you can do is just remove that plug. Okay? And there are two parts in it. This central conductor is attached to one screw, and that remaining metallic mesh is being peeled together and it is attached to another screw. What you do is